everyone. Now, before we even continue, I have to give credit to Redditor GenericNameRyan, who managed to dig on the Beyblade Burst app and finally solve what we've been all wondering, which is what the hell does Hasbro call, like, the parts that are in QD and QS? We don't know. We've been going with I've literally had a title, that's why I'm going part by part on just like the code names. They are indeed in the app. And deeper looking through, we have managed to get all the names. So again, credits to Ryan here. We did verify through second source Cyprus just to be sure 100%, but it's pretty exciting actually because we finally got the answer. So this will be a fun video to go over it, where basically you will see me on my PC going on Blender and just going one by one saying, oh, well, that's the name. So let's do it. Alrighty, so we're gonna get set up on here. I got Blender open. So anything that's like easy to talk about, it's gonna be like 2 seconds. So this 2, we already know, G01. G02, 3 from Vanish, we already know. Here's where it gets really cool. This is what's on Magma Ifritor, and they call it 4. So this predates Zest Achilles, really, really interesting. This is what they consider to be 4. So that's really cool, and it makes you really wish that these parts were actually metal, because that would have been so interesting. Next after that is 6, Cyclone Rocktivore, we already know this. Now G05, this should be Linworm's armor. They call it 2-. The original Berserk Linworm? Yeah, yep. So this is supposed to be, so if we go back to 2, this is supposed to be the dash version of it. So that's a little bit interesting. So they did take a little bit of liberties, I guess, with the design on here, which I imagine probably whoever did the designs was just, that's 2-. That's really cool though. This one, which is on Stone Nemesis, which is G06, is 3-. I mean, to be honest, I think we even joked about it in the fandom that maybe it was just like the dash version. Next up, this is 4-. This is G07. I'm gonna open up on here. I think this one originates on... So this is 4-. So 4 and 4-, because of the orbs and everything. Yeah, you would think they would have like one of them called 8 by now, but I guess not. That's a little surprising, actually. Yeah, this was on Wrath Cobra. That was my mistake. Next one, this was on, I think, Gilded Beldorov, 6-. I think that was pretty obvious. It's just a smoother version of 6. So if we go back here, it makes sense. And if you notice, I think with the dash variants, what I'm noticing is that they kind of strip the models of like a little extra layer that they have, and then after that becomes the variant. G09, we already know. 7, yep. 10, we already know, so skipping. 0, we already know. Next one, I think this was actually on Katana Muramasa, this one, which is G12. More or less, it does look pretty close, and I guess that makes sense. So it kind of looks like they filled out the areas. Did I say Katana? Is it this time actually Katana? I'm gonna figure out in a moment. Yes, I was right. Good, 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 good. Now, G13, which we called the R-Gear. That's like the fan dub name. It is the official name that is from the app, is indeed called the Greatest Armor, which I guess this makes sense. So this is what they call it, which is funny because it's called Glory, but they had the dubbed name of Greatest. So that means, okay, that's really odd. I would have preferred if it was Halo, if they called it that, because that would have made more sense to me. Kind of saying, I mean, Greatest Star, I mean, I guess that's kind of true because it does help attack types a lot. This one is from Decay Perseus. This is supposed to be 0-. It does make sense if you go over to the shape here. So that does make sense. It's called 0-. Then after, G15 is 1, and then after G16, we already know it's 7-. So the real interesting thing here, before I move on to the drivers and I clear the board here, is that a lot of the dash variants, except I think only Katana's one, they actually did something crazy. It's usually they just strip a little bit off it, and then after that's like the variant. Alrighty, so now I got the disc set up. So the first one, obviously, Aquilon, whatever, we already know this. Normal, so then after Aquilon Dash, right? Sequex, we already knew this from Magma. Diagron, the app corrected it to Cron, and there is a Q there, so there is a mistake when they were labeling it. It's spelled like liquor, but if the first 2 letters were Fi, Giga, Karma, Nexus, Over. This one is called Quachu. It's like Pikachu. I'm not kidding. S-Gear, 100% now Squadron. So this is the disc that was on Salvage Valtryek. This is the shot disc, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! We finally got the name, and it's a weird name. I won't lie to you, it's a weird name. It sounds unique. I guess it makes more sense not to call it shot, because it's not. But then after you got your basic one, tapered, we already know. Now, for the little big reveal here, we're gonna see what the disc is called on Lightning Pandora. The official name that they have in the files, this disc is actually called Twist. Twist. Yeah, and then after the last one's whatever. The last one is Xanthos. Alrighty, so next up, this is what's on Devastate Bellfire. This is Almighty. Not All Might, Almighty, because there's two parts to it, so I gotta call it something else. Alrighty, next up, Assault. Bite. This was on the Hydra Poseidon. Edge. Yeah, pretty straightforward. For the ones we already know, I'm not going to talk too much. Eternal. Fusion. Guard. Gyro. Jaggy. Jolt. Just. You got Liner. Massive. Mobius. Needle. Wait. Was the Needle never... I thought Needle was semi-flat for Hasbro. Orbit. Quattro. Yeah, some of these were kind of obvious. This one bugged me for the longest time. I was wrong, I will admit, because they did the driver symbol that was the same or as close as possible to survive. It is not. It is actually supposed to be apparently revolve, so I guess I was wrong. This one's called Smart. I wish I was joking. That's what the base of shot is called, Smart. Well, I bet in the boardroom they're going crazy on that name. Already knew. The Extend Plus base, then after Zephyr, then after Zone. Alrighty. Adventure. So this is called All Might. So this is what they consider All Might, because the base they don't, so that's why they changed the name. I think this, so this one's on Hydra Poseidon, it's called Billow. This one, which was on Stone Nemesis, which I thought was Blow, and I was actually right. It is Blow, so I'm happy I got that one right. Defense, Destroy, Drift. So this is called, and this is on, I believe it is Gambit Dragon. So this is called Eruption. Sounds pretty cool. This one's on Zillisk, it's called Flap. Fugal. This one, which we all thought was Hunter, it is indeed Hunter, which kind of does make the perspective of all these attachments are kind of lame because they're plastic. Kick, obviously. I'll have to scroll just a bit. Merge, Moment, Never, Octa, Operate, Press, Quake. This one was actually Quake, so I was right on that. This one's on the Achilles. It's called Quartet. Okay, Quartet. I feel like I've heard that name in an anime for some reason. I feel like I'm right on that. Quattro, Revolve, Rise. Which one is this? Oh, this one's called Rugged. This one's called Rumble. Shot. So this is what they considered the shots, the bottom piece, which is weird. You think it'd be the reverse, but I wish I was making this up. This is what they call Sparky. That's what you name a Pikachu. This one's called Stay. That's what they tell the employees when they can't think of names. Stay. Still. That's Still. Sword. Unite. Yeah, and then after we base the universe, Wave, Extend Plus, and then Yard. Okay, so now I can stop clicking with my hand. So what do I think about all this? I think it's cool. We get most of the names. Some names are definitely more creative than others, and it makes you get into this perspective that probably I don't know what the pay is for the app developers. I don't know if they're actually doing that much or if they're giving them the bare minimum. So they said, all right, bet, buggy app. Because if you think about it, the app for the longest time always says invalid name. So maybe they do want to fix it, but I don't know. And that's why we see the names there and just the base names. It was pretty interesting. And also, thanks to Ryan, GenericNameRyan from Reddit, for the method. Because now for the future, for any parts that are released that are going to be new, we're going to be able to now see what the names are, and we can stop living in this limbo. In my reviews, I can finally figure out what it's called, because don't forget, let me see if I can grab it from here. We need to find out this. We need to find out this. Comet Helios. And okay, so that means by their logic that this will probably be called Zeal? No, it can't. Wait, it can't be called Zeal because there's already Zeal Achilles. So these got to have completely different names. So they're going to... Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Maybe this is called Zip and this is called Zop. I don't know. That's how they're naming it.
Tuesday's too much. It's Valentine's Day, so Thursday.
Yeah, we got the name for this one. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I want to give a little context to the fans here. It's a little fandom joke that we had going on because we never had the names. So basically, because of like Sequix, because it was such a stupid name, we kept on calling it by like Quex. So like the shot, this would call it like Shot Quex or like Nexus Quex, right? It was like a funny joke, or Q-Quex or Quex, right? I thought that was a little funny just to share, but yeah. Again, shout out to Ryan. You know, they helped out. They described the method and everything, and yeah, shout out to Cyprus too for helping me verify. As we're ending off, we have a store. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot, it's appearing on there. Yeah, store, QR code, go scan it. We have a shop, DBBU Bayes. Yeah, this is really interesting. The armors are really cool, gravity rings, but because I really wish they were metal, and that would have been really sick, because they actually got pretty interesting shapes, and I wish we could have like actually had, let's see, that's why it makes you really think as you're ending off. It really makes you really think, because a lot of the exclusive content, if they were like the same weight as like the average TT stuff, that would have been fire. But yeah, that's where we're going to be ending off the video. And that's about it for now. So yep, take care. Bye.